and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Kenna. Subscribe. I would love to have you here. In today's video, we are doing a what's in my feeding tube backpack because I'm finally proud of what I have put together in here. Thanks to the help of some of you, because I would be lost without one of the comments that I received on tips of what to put in your feeding tube backpack. So thank you. For those that are new here, I have a condition called gastroparesis, which is like partial paralysis of your stomach or full paralysis. It varies based on different people. I'm not going to get too much into the science behind what gastroparesis is because that could take a while, but there are many different causes, etc. We don't know exactly what mine is, but it causes a lot of symptoms like nausea, lack of appetite, early satiety, bloating, constipation. Pretty much any GI symptom you can think of, you pretty much get with gastroparesis. Over time, as mine progressed and my intestines don't have the best motility either, I have been unable to maintain nutrition orally, so I ended up getting a feeding tube, and I have something called a GJ tube. I have a portion that goes into my stomach and a portion that goes into my jejunum, which is the second part of my small intestine, and the stomach portion you can use for venting, so either air or bile or food, stomach contents, whatever. You do that under your doctor's supervision, and based on your needs it's different for everyone. And then I get fed through the J portion. So I'll show you what it looks like. I have a Mickey button. So usually when you first get yours placed, you get something called a dangler, and it's like a larger tube, and you just have that while your stoma heals, which is the opening where they place the tube. I don't know if everyone's eligible for a button. You know, it's kind of like a decision between you and your doctor if you want to switch to a button, but I ended up switching to button. For me, I love it so much more because it's like a lot tinier and you're able to conceal it a lot more. That is the tube that I have, and I'm trying to think if there's any other background information that you should know. I don't know, some people have like a straight J tube, it just goes straight into their jejunum. Some people just have G tubes, some people have like nasal tubes. If you have any type of feeding tube, this video might be helpful, but this is just personally what I have. I think that's all you really need to know about my background. I'm just gonna get to showing you what is in here. If there's anything that I miss or that you find helpful in your feeding tube backpack, please leave a comment down below because I'm always looking for good advice on how to manage my condition. Since I am on continuous feeds, I prefer to wear a backpack. Even though most of the time I'm in my house, I just don't like dragging around the IV pole, so I prefer to wear it in my backpack. And then if I do need to go somewhere, I already have it packed. So I got this backpack from Target. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I will link it. Whenever you get your feeding tube, they send you supplies and you'll get a backpack in there. It's a generic black backpack. It's not the cutest, but it works, and I just stuck with that one for a while because I wasn't sure if I was going to be on continuous for a while. But once I kind of found out that I'd be on continuous, then I just decided to invest in a new backpack. And you want to find a backpack that is large but not too large, and it kind of distributes the weight evenly so it doesn't feel as heavy on your shoulders, because there are some backpacks I've tried that even though it has the same amount of contents in it, it feels heavier than others. So be aware of that. And then this one personally also has a waterproof canvas on the outside, which is so nice for two reasons. One, because with feeding tubes you deal with liquids, and then also two, I live in Florida, so it rains a lot here, and since I pretty much carry this wherever I go, it's just nice to have waterproof to protect everything. So on the outside, I almost always have a water bottle in here that has some type of electrolyte drink in it. So now we're gonna open this big pocket, and this is where most of my stuff is, and it's pretty large. The first thing is this giant bag, like the size of my head. This I don't carry with me all the time in my backpack. I only bring this if I'm going out. If I'm just walking around my house with this, I don't put this in here because it adds a lot of weight, but if I am going out, I bring this. This is filled with goodies that someone suggested for me. This is kind of like my emergency little kit. I have a 35 ml syringe, and this is customizable to your needs, but just to give you some ideas. So I just have a smaller syringe, and then I have some new split gauze to go around my tube if needed. I guess I have another one, and then I have an extra extension because in order to access my feeding tube, you need to get the extension. So I have an extra one just in case. Alcohol swabs, these little swabs too, which I use to clean around my tube. My supply company personally doesn't have these, but I get these off of Amazon. You can get a really large box for I think $8. I will link them down below, but I find these really helpful for cleaning around my tube. I have some baby wipes, and I got these from the Target dollar section. These are really convenient too because sometimes formula just leaks places, and honestly, just in everyday life when you're out, these are helpful. I personally haven't used these for a feeding tube mishap yet, but I have used this because I spilled some sauce in the car, so that has been helpful. And then I have this mini water bottle. I mostly carry electrolyte water, so if I need to clean something, like if I spill something or my formula gets somewhere and I need to clean, I don't want to clean with this. Obviously it's gonna make it sticky and stuff, so I have this. And then also just for flushes, because I don't know like if different places, if it's safe to flush your tube with tap water in other states, but in Florida I know our water isn't the best, so that's why I carry bottled water. And then I also have a drainage bag as a just in case. I haven't had to drain when I'm out of the house yet. I don't think I have, but if I do, I will probably go to a restroom to do it. But just in case I don't have access to it, or it's gonna have to be a more longer term short-term thing. If my symptoms are so bad, then I have an extra one. And my supply company personally only has urinary drainage bags, so they're kind of large, but I am just happy that I have these because when I first got my feeding tube, it was so hard to get drainage bags. So I'm just happy that I have something. Just a bunch of napkins, some band-aids, a little scissors, some tape, 10 ml syringe, and then I just have those syringes because they're smaller and more compact and easier to pack in your bag. But if you have different medication needs and need to take meds outside of the house and you like crush them and flush them through your tube, you'll definitely need to pack supplies for those. I just personally don't do that. And then I just have an extra tubie pad and tubie clip as well. And that was everything that fit into this bag. So that's kind of like my emergency bag. It's just nice to have one of each supply to bring with you. Now what's left is, this is a brush because I just like to have a brush just in case my hair gets messed up. And then I also have a vomit bag. I personally never had to use it because vomiting is not one of my main symptoms because my body doesn't like vomit. It's afraid of it. If you do tend to vomit a lot, I would definitely pack more than one of these, but for now this is good. It just makes me feel safer because I come very, very close to vomiting, and every time I'm like, this is the time my body's gonna vomit, but it just never does. But it makes me feel safer because like I said, I get to that point where I feel like I'm gonna vomit very, very often, and one of these days my body's gonna decide it's not afraid of it anymore. I'm pretty sure of it, so I have this. So this backpack has this little strap in it right here. I'm sure it's to secure your laptop for the normal use of it, but I personally loop it through here and then secure it that way. You can also kind of rig something up. You could sew like a loop in there or something, or honestly you can just throw it in there. It all works. At least for me, it doesn't have to be perfectly upright for it to work. You just want to make sure it's sitting so formula gets in the tube and there's no kinks and stuff. So yeah, obviously I have my feeding tube formula, and if you are a frequent viewer, I finally got my formula. I'm so excited. This is my new formula. This is only my second day on it, so that is why my rate is still pretty low because I'm working on increasing it very slowly so I don't overwhelm my intestines since I've been off my other formula for a little bit. But yeah, this is my pump. I know some people have different pumps. I don't know if that varies on how it fits or how you need to prop it up, but for me, this is what works with my infinity pump. And then this is my pump sticker, which I may or may not have made myself and be testing to list on my Etsy in the future. I'm still working on it. I just want to make sure that it holds up and it's okay, and so far it is. I've had this on for about a week now. Oh yeah, and if you saw my tubie pad and my tubie clips, but I have an Etsy shop, so if you are interested in feeding tube products and eventually hopefully some stickers as well, and I don't know, I have like all these ideas of stuff that I want to make. It's just gonna take a while because it takes a lot of energy, but my Etsy is Threads of Kindness Co, so if you kind of want to follow along and see what I make, you can go follow my Etsy, and then also my Etsy Instagram is Threads of Kindness Co. All that information will be in my description box as well. And then the last thing I have in here is another bag. This one has medication. I have these little pill containers. They're not the cutest, but they work. This one has an extra dose of my daily medications in it. Normally, if I know I'm going somewhere where I need to take my daily medication, I will bring it separately, but if for some reason I forget, then I always have an extra dose. Okay, this black container has, you can take these if you're lactose intolerant. I just have these because sometimes if I choose to eat dairy, I feel like this might make symptoms a little bit better. Then I have this little queasy stick. It's for nausea. It actually helps. Obviously, it's not like perfect. Doesn't completely take it away, but it definitely helps. So you just kind of open it. It smells like peppermint. Wristbands in here to help with nausea as well. I have 2 sets for me and Joseph because if we ever go on a car ride and we're not sitting in like the front seats, we both get car sick, so this helps. Then I have a box of Altoids, and I think it has gum in it too. Yeah, so this is Altoids and gum because if I'm nauseous, sometimes Altoids or gum help. And then here I have Tylenol and ibuprofen, a hair tie, Zofran, an empty Zofran, 2 peppermints as well. If you do like ginger candies and stuff like that, I would also recommend putting that in here, another band-aid, and some chapstick. So that is it for the big pocket, and now we'll get to the front pocket. Let me put this back in here. Okay, then this backpack has 2 more pockets, so I'm gonna go to the next one. The stuff. So I have my wallet. Always have this in my backpack because I don't carry a purse, so this is like essentially my purse and my feeding tube backpack. I have an appointment card that I forgot to take out. I have a giant syringe, Crush snacks. I always have some snacks with me because sometimes if I don't eat in a while, I'll get the you haven't eaten in a while nausea, where you can tell there's just a bunch of stomach acid like sitting in your stomach. So I just need something to kind of ease that kind of nausea. If I know I'm gonna be out for longer or going to a place that has food that I can't eat, then I'll pack a different snack. These are kind of just emergencies because they're not my favorite snacks. So I'll bring dry cereal or rice cakes or something like that if I know I'm going to be out longer and actually intend on eating something. And then I just have some tissues. Oh, I didn't know that I had an emergency mask. I have an emergency mask in there. I feel like that sounds very dramatic, but usually I always have a mask, but if for some reason I forget one, I have one in here. And then just some feminine product when my body decides to bleed, you know. Still working on regulating itself. Hopefully once I get consistent nutrition, it will do a good job at that. That's it for the front or the middle pocket. And then we just have this front pocket, which honestly I don't don't think has that much in it. Hand sanitizer, my COVID vaccination card, and then I just put it in this little, I'll take this out so you can see. I guess it's for like IDs and stuff, but it has like a little zipper that you can slide it in there. Oh, I guess I have another emergency mask and then some chapstick and another hair tie. That is everything that I have in my feeding tube backpack. So if I missed anything or if there's anything that you find beneficial in your feeding tube backpack, leave that down below, especially if you have like a different condition or have different needs. Leave that information down below because other people might have those needs and it would be super helpful for them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was kind of helpful. If you have any questions about my condition, my feeding tube, anything, just leave them down below and I will answer them. I don't think there's anything else that I want to say, but don't forget to give this video a like, comment, and to subscribe for new videos every Saturday. Like I said, some of the stuff that I have that can be linked, I will link down below, and I do that in most of my videos, so just check the description box. And if there's ever anything that you want or you see in my videos that you want to know where it's from, just comment and I will let you know. Link it if possible because I want to help you out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!